When did you get insurance?
So when I did the commercial account, like when I first did it, it was a retirement community. Like, hey, we'll just need your insurance. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll send it over. And then I was like, yo, man, I don't have insurance. And so what happened was they never actually followed through with it. They were just so pumped that I could like do the job and I got it done in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
They just forgot about it. So I was on that account for the first full year with no insurance. And like I had someone else ask me for it. I'm like, yeah, I'll get it to you, sure thing. Because I didn't have much money at the time, and it was
Right.
I'm like, dude, where do you even get insurance? Like, who do I even call?
Yeah.
And yeah, so I didn't have insurance for the first, but then I finally got it, and it was like 2 years later they asked me for it, like, hey, can we have? I'm like, oh yeah, now I have it. I mean, it's
Yeah.
easy to get, and you just have to have money to pay for it.
Yeah.
But
Do you remember how much your insurance was back in the day?
actually, it hasn't changed that much. It
Okay.
was $500 to $1,000 for the year.
For the year?
Yeah,
Okay.
right now ours is like less than 1,000.
And is that when
That's just for general liability. So like if you destroy something, like one time we flooded someone's house,
allegedly?
allegedly, hitting a sprinkler, that's what that covers.
Okay.
But it's really inexpensive for that. The workman's comp, if you have employees,
Yeah.
that's where it gets a bit expensive.
Yeah.
But you can't get workers' comp, at least in Pennsylvania, for yourself, and you don't have to because they're like, dude, you could just pretend you're hurt,
Right.
and then just like, yeah, workers' comp, I made a bunch of money last month, and
There's no fraud in that.
yeah. But no, the regular general liability insurance is not that much money.
And then when they say insured and bonded, what's the bonding part?
I don't know.
Okay.
I've never had anyone need me to be bonded that I'm aware of, and I think that's bonded is. I'd have to look that up. Like, there's certain amount of financial security that you're gonna do what you're gonna do.
Right.
But that's more for big, large commercial, probably maybe government projects and maybe
Yeah.
huge commercial projects, but not for residential, not for the little things. I mean, really, what you're trying to protect yourself is if, like, say, allegedly, someone floods a house,
Yep.
and then they go, "Hey, you owe me $40,000 because you flooded my house," and you're like,
Yep.
"Oh, I'm sorry." They would go straight after you for it.
Right.
But also, painters aren't like a big target because no one thinks of painters as being wealthy or rich.
Right,
So they're not
right,
like,
right.
oh, this lawyer, doctor, I'm going to, like, yeah, because people assume they have money, but no one's like, dude, this painter didn't have any money. He's probably broke. It's a joke. And then they'll just go through their regular homeowner's insurance.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was just more of a requirement for some of the builders we work for now. Every year they say, hey, give me your updated insurance info.
Yeah, and I think as long as you're insured, at least in our area, the bonding thing's not a big deal. I don't see it on very many trucks. Usually,
I've never been asked to be bonded.
yeah, we've never been asked for that, but the insurance is like not an uncommon. First off, it's really smart to have because it just protects your ass, but also sometimes it's a requirement to get certain types of jobs that you would likely be interested in, especially if you're working behind a good builder or a renovator or any of the like remodeling companies that we work behind. They also want to make sure they're not
Yeah.
being exposed to unneeded risks.
Yeah, and then sometimes a residential person will ask, like, "Hey, I need to see a copy of your insurance." If they don't know you or they had a bad experience before,
Right.
where some plumber came in, destroyed their house, and had a big claim, and he didn't have insurance. It's like getting in a wreck with someone who doesn't have car insurance.
Right. Right.
That's where you run into it. But honestly, right now, no one asks for our insurance. No residential client, only if it's like a commercial account.
Right.
That's just that. Hey, every subcontractor we hire has to have insurance,
Yeah.
and they check it off the box. That's it.
Yeah, makes sense. So, but at what point should you be pursuing insurance and incorporating and things like that? Or like, do you even need an LLC
No.
if you were going to run back that little stint of us starting out, when would you have gotten incorporated? When would you have gotten insurance?
Insurance, I would have done a bit sooner.
Yeah.
Just when the revenues would, if you have no money coming in and no work, there's no need to get any of that stuff.
Right.
Unless you're like, hey, I'm going to start this commercial account. They're going to pay me $2,000. It costs $1,000 for insurance for the year. Because that's when I would get insurance is number one, and then like incorporation and all the other stuff. You don't need that until later because you can always incorporate later.
Yeah.
And you're kind of taxed if it's just you. You're just taxed the same way if you have a corporation or not. For most, I'm not an accountant, so you have to run that by. But if it's like a kind of the same method, and you're just, if someone pays you $1,000, you just kind of put aside about 30 to 33% for potential taxes.
Right.
And you do the same for a corporation. You still can start your own business bank account, and you just work as a sole proprietor, at least in the United States.
Right.
So it's not important, because then if you go, hey, I'm going to incorporate and do all this stuff, and then you end up not bringing in the revenue you want. You're like, well, I just wasted $500 or $600 on this. Your tax filing's a little different, because the first year I did my taxes, I did TurboTax, and I had a corporation, all that stuff, and then I get a bill from the IRS for $4,000.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, because I hired the cheapest payroll company I could find. Because, like, oh, man, I need to pay myself, so I should get a payroll company. So I hired them, and they were the cheapest. And they're like, I quoted online, came to my house, gave me the whole spiel. And then they went out of business because they were the cheapest and they couldn't stay afloat. And they just stopped, they didn't pay any of my taxes. So I'm like, yeah, they ran payroll a few times, and then like they didn't pay off the IRS, like they didn't send it to who needed to get it.
Yeah.
So then I got a bill for $4,000. I'm like, oh no, for like Social Security and Medicaid or Medicare. I was like, dude, what do I do? And then my accountant's like, yo, can you pay it? And luckily I had the money in the bank.
Yeah.
So I just paid it and I was done. And then I got a real accountant after that.
Yeah, that's.
But if it's just you and you're one person, it's pretty easy. You still could do TurboTax, but you just gotta.
I'm sure it's improved now.
It's way improved.
I'm sure
and you could probably get your taxes done for like a couple $100,
especially with all the AI tools and stuff. I'm sure they're doing all kinds of integration.
I had no clue what I was doing, and it was just some big mistakes that way.
Hello. If you're a professional painter, then check out the link in the description for the Goo Crew, which is our online community hosted on School, and we are building that out to be the most helpful resource out there on the internet for professional painters just like you, so check that out. And if you want to see the full episode from where this clip came from, you can check that out right over here. And until next time, y'all take it easy, work smart, and have a good one. Peace.